ideal rep ranges for hypertrophy, or as the educated people put it, hypertrophy. Hypertrophy. How the fuck do you get that out of that? I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah. All right. Well, let's address a guy. I'm not a guy that pursues studies like that. I don't, dig a hole to China trying to find the latest and greatest, and why? Well, because you have a life to live, don't you? Don't become obsessed with one area of your life, like working out or training. Okay, some people will look at you from the outside and already say you're probably obsessed if you're concerned with your diet and you're food prepping and you're buying your food and you're going to the gym and you're doing all these things, and people are already going to look at you and figure it's kind of obsessive compared to typical conventional human beings and what we do day to day here in the West. So it's allow yourself space so that you can have more things to occupy your time than this shit. So who has time to dig a hole to China researching studies, unless you get paid to do that if you're a researcher. If you really enjoy doing that, I guess it's like crosswords or anything else, or putting puzzles together. If you want to sit in your house all day and do that, then nothing wrong with that. I'm just suggesting that there may be more rewarding things you could find to do with yourself that'll make you happier. I don't know. Who am I to say? Anyway, so what the studies actually say are that rep range is basically irrelevant to a point, almost, pretty much. We might as well just say it's irrelevant. But, if it works for you, then why do you care, right? If it works, do you need another man to slap you on the back and say, hey, guess what? That's dead on the money. You're right. That's what we have found when we've researched. Who cares what they found when they researched if it works for you? If you're getting, a whole lot of reward out of your training, you're working out, your exercise, whatever you do, and you're happy and you feel fit, you feel healthy, and every other thing, then that's all there is. That's all the proof you need, right? Is your existence and your happiness and what you're gaining from it. But nonetheless, the studies actually conclude that rep range isn't really that important. It matters, but it doesn't matter the most. What really matters is extent of demand, level of stress, because again, your musculature, that muscle in there, doesn't understand mathematics or arithmetic. Doesn't know the number of sets. It doesn't know what those plates add up to. When you sit there and add up those plates, okay, what do I got there? I got 245s, I got a quarter, I got a 10, right? The bar. Your muscles haven't already done that for you. They don't know what that weighs, number-wise. How many repetitions, how many sets, it doesn't know. Doesn't know that, hey, this is the ideal rep range, this is number, such and such. Now, within the next so many numbers, I'm supposed to grow now and respond. Doesn't know that. But it understands stress level and extent of demand that you're placing on it, the request. Like with everything. So, they actually find that if you go, let's just say, stick with me a minute, if you went to failure meaning that the last rep you can do, or that you do, is the last rep you're capable of doing, that you absolutely, physically could not complete another rep. Okay? Now, if you go to failure, then you would have gone too far, according to science, that actually, because there's a curve. So actually the last, probably about 2 reps from failure, those last few reps, that's the range you want to be in. You want to hit that area. That's what you want to do to the muscle. You want to get to the point where the muscle would be, you're just a couple reps shy of failing. You're going to have to figure out where that is and feel that out. But it's kind of like, wherever failure is, that last rep that you could complete, you kind of want to stop about 2 reps before that. That's supposedly the ideal place for maximal muscle stimulation. Science. So how you get there, so long as you get there. All right, if you've got a date and time to be somewhere, you have to be there. Is it really relevant how you get there? It is to you, but is it to the outcome of the event? No. As long as you're there at that place on that date and time, you're not late, As long as you get there, you can go by boat, bus, plane, train, automobile, walk, fly, who knows, whatever, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. Myself, I do a wide variety of rep ranges. A wide variety because I like it. And I like to flush the muscle, so forth. So I do a wide variety. Now I think if you went to the extreme and went like really low reps, in my opinion, the way that feels to me is it feels like, well, sure, I'm gonna experience hypertrophy from that. But it seems to me that I'm not really digging in there. I'm kind of rolling the dice. I may not be stimulating maximal muscle fibers. And so that's why my rep ranges are always, kind of a pyramid. Then I'll pyramid up, really low reps. Then when I hit that heavy weight, get that single, then I will cut that almost maybe by a third, boom. And then that's the weight I want, and that's the rep range I'm going to stick in, whatever I do with that weight. And then I will, do like a set like that, or 2 sets like that. Then I may drop a little bit of weight and do 2 sets more. And those would be my 4 working sets. The others are just getting me there. The others are achieving things, accomplishing things. And these are for compound movements, large body parts. That's the kind of way I do that. Smaller parts I do higher reps only because I just like the flushing aspect of it, and I like to push a lot of blood in there. And it does stretch that fascia. I mean, you figure how small are the increments that muscle grows by. You can't observe it grow day to day, right? Hour to hour, but same thing works, but it does grow. But same thing works with stretching that fascia to accommodate more muscle in there. It absolutely happens. It's very incremental and very slow. So it's not like you're going to see it or anything like that. But over time, it adds up. It adds up the totality of it all, and it works. The other thing is, I think I'll make a separate video about the other thing, so it's not too long. Anyway, that's my take on it. That's my opinion on it. Go out there, find your own way, do your own thing. Everything's just to kind of give you ideas how to lay it out, but how you achieve it, how you get there, it's entirely up to you. If it works, it works.